What if everything you thought you knew about Native American origins was wrong? New discoveries are shaking up the story of human migration. And one of the most groundbreaking pieces of evidence comes from a cave in China. What if the ancestors of Native Americans didn't just travel through the Bering Strait, but possibly journeyed from Asia across vast ocean? The secrets hidden in ancient DNA are now rewriting the history books, offering a stunning new narrative about the origins of the people we know as Native Americans. Stay tuned, because the story of humanity's first peoples is about to get a lot more complex. For decades, researchers have focused on the genetic ties between Siberian populations and Native Americans. But new evidence is emerging that suggests prehistoric populations from China might have played a crucial role in the migration to the crucial role Americas. This revelation adds a new layer to our understanding of how the Americas were populated by humans thousands of years ago. Geneticists are now exploring this theory by analyzing ancient DNA, which includes DNA sequences found in the bones of prehistoric humans discovered in China. The prevailing theory for many years has been that the ancestors of Native Americans crossed the Bering Strait from Siberia into North America around 15,000 years ago. However, recent findings have raised intriguing possibilities that ancestors from ancient China might have also contributed to the genetic makeup of Native American population. These findings have come to light due to advances in genetic testing and the study of ancient remains, which are now providing crucial insights into the long-forgotten human migrations that shaped the continent. The discovery of the genetic link between Chinese prehistoric populations and Native Americans was made possible by the study of the ancient remains of humans and animals found in caves across Asia. One of the most significant breakthroughs occurred with the study of mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down maternally and has allowed researchers to trace the ancestral lineage of modern humans back thousands of years. This technique has allowed scientists to uncover a more complex picture of human migration patterns, showing that early humans likely moved across multiple routes over thousands of years, contributing to the genetic diversity of both East Asia and the Americas. Ancient humans in China, particularly those in the southern regions, may have been part of a wider network of populations that eventually spread into the Americas. These populations carried with them genetic markers that are now found in present-day Native American communities. Furthermore, research suggests that some of these ancient populations might have adapted to unique environmental challenges, which could have played a role in their successful migration across the Bering Strait and into the Americas. The idea of ancient Chinese populations contributing to the genetic pool of Native Americans challenges the previous view of a single migration event. It introduces the concept that multiple waves of migration from different regions of Asia could have helped shape the diverse cultures and peoples of the Americas. By understanding these complex migration patterns, scientists are uncovering more about how early humans spread across the globe and interacted with one another in ways that were once unimaginable. In 1979, while drilling for oil in a remote part of China, a geologist made an accidental yet momentous discovery in the Leau cave, located in the Yunnan province. The discovery, which occurred during a routine excavation, turned out to be an ancient site containing human remains. This find would prove to be a significant moment in the field of archaeology and genetics, as it would shed new light on the prehistoric populations that lived in the region. At the time of the discovery, experts were unaware of the significance of the remains found in the Leau cave. The bones, initially thought to be just another set of animal remains, were sent for further examination. What they uncovered was surprising. A set of ancient human bones, including a lower jaw and several other skeletal fragments. The bones showed clear signs of having been part of an early human population that lived in the area thousands of years ago. Carbon dating of the bones placed them at around 24,000 years old, making them some of the oldest human remains ever discovered in China. As scientists began studying the remains, they noticed that the human bones exhibited unique traits, which suggested that the individuals might have been part of a population that had evolved separately from other prehistoric human groups. The morphology of the bones indicated a distinct physical appearance that set them apart from both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, further complicating our understanding of human evolution. This discovery marked the beginning of a larger research project to understand the origins and migrations of ancient populations in the region. It was not just the bones that intrigued researchers, but the surrounding artifacts that suggested these early humans had developed complex tools and engaged in behaviors similar to those of other prehistoric cultures. They had likely used fire, constructed shelters, and hunted animals, much like their contemporaries in other parts of the world. The findings from the Leau cave would become one of the key pieces of evidence in the debate over the peopling of the Americas. Researchers began to consider the possibility that the individuals who had lived in the cave were connected to the broader migration patterns that led to the settlement of the Americas. In the years that followed, additional archaeological work in the area uncovered more evidence that suggested these ancient populations had left a genetic legacy that would eventually be passed down to modern-day Native American groups. This discovery of early human remains in Leau Cave was just the beginning. The cave would go on to reveal more evidence of prehistoric life, and its significance in understanding the complex history of human migration across the world would only continue to grow. It was clear that the Leau Cave, like many other ancient sites across the globe, held the key to unlocking the mysteries of our shared human ancestry. The connection between the human remains found in Leau Cave and Native American populations has sparked considerable interest among geneticists and archaeologists. In the years following the discovery of the cave, research teams from various parts of the world began to analyze the DNA of the ancient human remains found at the site. Their goal was to understand the genetic connections between these prehistoric people and modern populations, particularly those in the Americas. The results of these studies began to suggest that the ancient inhabitants of Leau Cave were likely part of a broader migration that reached the Americas thousands of years ago. One of the most groundbreaking findings came from the analysis of mitochondrial DNA, a type of genetic material passed down through the maternal line. This allowed researchers to trace the genetic lineage of the Leau Cave population and compare it to the genetic makeup of Native American groups. The results were striking. There were clear genetic markers found in the Leau Cave remains that were also present in modern Native American populations. This provided the first tangible evidence of a connection between ancient Chinese populations and the ancestors of Native America. The DNA analysis revealed a genetic pattern that suggested a shared ancestry between the individuals who lived in Leau Cave and those who later migrated across the Bering Strait into North America. This research hinted at a broader network of migration that involved not just Siberian populations, but also populations from southern China, who may have played a role in the settlement of the Americas. The similarities in the genetic markers found in both the ancient Chinese population and Native American groups suggested that there had been multiple waves of migration rather than a single migration event, as previously believed. In addition to the genetic evidence, archaeologists have uncovered similarities in the material culture between the prehistoric populations of Leau Cave and the early Native Americans. Both groups used similar types of tools and engaged in practices such as hunting and fishing, which further strengthened the theory of a shared ancestral connection. These findings suggest that ancient populations from different parts of Asia could have contributed to the genetic and cultural makeup of the Native American peoples, providing a more complex and nuanced understanding of how the Americas were populated. The idea that populations from southern China may have been part of the early human migrations to the Americas challenges the traditional view of a monolithic migration across the Bering Strait. Instead, it suggests that multiple routes and waves of migration contributed to the peopling of the Americas, and that the ancestors of Native Americans were not just descended from a single Siberian group, but from a broader spectrum of ancient populations. These findings have profound implications for our understanding of human migration patterns and the diverse origins of Native American culture. Furthermore, this genetic link between Leau Cave and Native Americans emphasizes the interconnectedness of human populations across the globe. It highlights how early humans were not isolated from one another, but instead were part of a vast, dynamic network of migration, trade, and cultural exchange. These discoveries help to rewrite the history of human migration, revealing a more complex and intertwined story of how humans spread across the globe, from Africa to Asia to the Americas. As researchers continue to study the remains found in Leau Cave and other similar sites, they are uncovering more evidence that could provide a clearer picture of how ancient populations shaped the world we live in today. The connection between ancient Chinese populations and Native Americans is just one example of the many untold stories of human migration that continue to emerge as technology and research methods advance. The more we learn about these ancient connections, the better we can understand the shared history of all human beings and the diverse roots of modern population. The revelation of a genetic link between ancient populations in China and Native American groups forces us to rethink our understanding of human migration history. For many years, the dominant narrative suggested that the ancestors of Native Americans migrated exclusively from Siberia, crossing the Bering Strait at the end of the last ice age. This theory was based on the idea that the Bering Strait served as a land bridge between Asia and North America, allowing early humans to travel into the Americas. However, new evidence, including the findings from Leau Cave, suggests that this migration story is far more complex than previously imagined. The notion of multiple waves of migration challenges the idea that Native American populations are solely descended from Siberian ancestors. Instead, it suggests that these populations were influenced by a variety of ancient peoples who migrated from different regions of Asia. The Leau Cave remains, along with other archaeological sites in East Asia, provide a new perspective on the peopling of the Americas. These findings indicate that early human migrations were not a one-time event, but rather a series of movements over thousands of years, involving diverse groups of people. This new understanding of human migration has profound implications for how we view the history of the Americas and the peoples who have inhabited it for thousands of years. It highlights the complexity of Native American origins, showing that they were shaped by a mixture of ancestral populations from different parts of Asia. The genetic evidence from Leau Cave and other ancient sites in China adds a new layer to our understanding of how the first humans arrived in the Americas and how they adapted to new environments and cultures once they arrived. As this research continues to evolve, it has the potential to transform our understanding of human history. The idea that ancient populations from China may have contributed to the genetic pool of Native Americans forces us to reconsider the linear models of migration that have long dominated academic thought. Instead, it suggests a more dynamic and interconnected process of human movement, where populations interacted, traded, and mixed over time. Moreover, these discoveries underscore the importance of looking beyond traditional migration routes to uncover the full story of human movement. By studying ancient DNA, archaeological evidence, and material culture, researchers are piecing together a more complete and nuanced picture of human history. These findings offer a glimpse into the interconnectedness of early human populations and challenge the idea of isolated, self-contained cultures. Ultimately, the genetic and archaeological evidence linking ancient Chinese populations to Native Americans adds a new chapter to the history of human migration, revealing a story that is richer, more diverse, and more complex than we ever imagined. As researchers continue to explore these ancient connections, we are sure to uncover even more insights into the early human journey and the diverse roots of the Native American peoples. The journey to understand the peopling of the Americas is far from over, and each new discovery adds a piece to the puzzle of our shared human history. The continued study of ancient human remains and the use of cutting-edge technology has played a crucial role in uncovering the mysteries of early human migration. In the case of Leau Cave, advancements in genetic analysis, particularly the study of ancient DNA, ADNA, have allowed researchers to trace the movements of populations over thousands of years. This technology has opened new doors for understanding human history in ways that were previously unimaginable. One of the key tools in this process is the use of high-throughput sequencing technology, which allows scientists to extract and sequence DNA from ancient remains with unprecedented accuracy. This technology enables researchers to obtain genetic material from bones, teeth, and even hair, often from individuals who lived tens of thousands of years ago. In the case of the Leau cave remains, scientists were able to obtain well-preserved mitochondrial DNA, which provided the vital link between ancient Chinese populations and modern Native American groups. By comparing the genetic sequences from Leau cave with those of contemporary populations, they were able to identify shared markers that pointed to a common ancestral lineage. The analysis of ADNA has also provided insights into the migration patterns and routes taken by early humans. For example, the Leau cave findings suggest that some of the ancient populations in southern China may have migrated along coastal routes, moving through Southeast Asia before reaching the Americas. This challenges the traditional view that human migration into the Americas was solely through the Bering Strait, highlighting the possibility of alternative migration routes. The discovery of such migration patterns would have been difficult to ascertain without the use of modern DNA analysis. In addition to genetic research, other forms of technology have been instrumental in uncovering the history of ancient human populations. Techniques such as carbon dating and isotope analysis allow scientists to date ancient remains with greater precision and to track the movements of ancient populations by analyzing the chemical composition of bones and teeth. These methods provide valuable information about where ancient humans lived, what they ate, and how they adapted to different environments. By combining the advanced technologies with traditional archaeological techniques, researchers are able to paint a more complete picture of ancient human migration. For example, the use of Geographic Information System, GIS technology, allows researchers to map ancient migration routes and better understand how populations may have spread across vast distances. This information is crucial for piecing together the puzzle of human history and understanding how early human populations interacted with their environments and with each other. As research in this field progresses, we can expect to see even more sophisticated technologies that will continue to unlock the secrets of ancient human migration. In the future, techniques such as ancient proteomics, the study of ancient proteins, may provide even more detailed insights into the lives of our ancestors, further refining our understanding of human history. These technological advancements have not only revolutionized the study of ancient human migrations, but have also shed light on the complexity and diversity of early human population. They underscore the importance of interdisciplinary approaches, where geneticists, archaeologists, and other experts work together to unravel the mysteries of the past. The study of ancient DNA, in particular, has provided a wealth of information that is reshaping our understanding of the peopling of the Americas and human migration in general. The discoveries made at Leau Cave and other ancient sites are just the beginning. As technology continues to evolve, the potential for uncovering more ancient links between populations across the globe is vast. These findings will undoubtedly continue to challenge existing theories and provide new insights into the origins of Native Americans and other indigenous populations around the world. In many ways, the story of human migration is still being written, and the role of technology will be crucial in uncovering the remaining chapters. The genetic connection between ancient Chinese populations and Native American groups raises important questions about the identity and heritage of modern Native America. For centuries, Native American communities have preserved their histories through oral traditions, cultural practices, and archaeological evidence. However, the discovery of a genetic link between their ancestors and ancient populations in China adds a new layer to their ancestral story, one that may challenge or enrich their understanding of their origin. This revelation forces us to reconsider the way we think about Native American identity. Traditionally, the identity of Native Americans has been rooted in the idea that their ancestors migrated from Siberia and settled in the Americas, forming the distinct cultures and civilizations that we recognize today. However, the evidence from Leau Cave and other studies suggests that the history of Native American peoples is much more complex, with multiple waves of migration and diverse ancestral influence. This complexity challenges the idea of a singular, monolithic Native American identity and highlights the diversity of the cultures that have emerged in the Americas. For many Native American communities, the discovery of this genetic connection to ancient China may feel empowering, as it reveals a deeper, more nuanced understanding of their heritage. The recognition that their ancestors were part of a larger, interconnected network of human populations can offer a sense of pride and connection to a broader human story. At the same time, it may also raise questions about how these new findings fit within the traditional narratives of Native American history. This new understanding of Native American ancestry also has implications for how Native American heritage is recognized and preserved. As genetic research continues to uncover more about the origins of Native American peoples, it may lead to changes in how Native American communities define their cultural identity. This could also impact the ways in which Native American tribes are recognized by governments, particularly in terms of legal and political rights. The recognition of diverse ancestral connections could pave the way for greater dialogue and cooperation between Native American communities and other groups, fostering a sense of shared history and cultural exchange. The discovery of the genetic link to ancient China also raises important questions about the preservation of Native American cultures and tradition. As these new findings challenge traditional narratives, it becomes even more important for Native American communities to continue to preserve their oral histories, languages, and cultural practices. These traditions are a vital part of their identity and serve as a connection to their past, even as new scientific discoveries add complexity to their ancestral story. Moreover, this genetic connection highlights the ongoing relevance of indigenous knowledge systems. For centuries, Native American communities have maintained rich cultural traditions that are deeply connected to their ancestral lands and histories. As scientific research uncovers more about their origins, it is important to remember that indigenous knowledge offers valuable insights into human history, and that these communities continue to play an essential role in preserving the cultural diversity of the world. The story of Native American identity is one that is still being shaped And the genetic discoveries made in Leau Cave and other ancient sites are only one piece of the puzzle. As new research continues to unfold, Native American communities, scholars, and the broader public will have an opportunity to engage with these findings in a way that honors both the scientific discoveries and the rich cultural traditions that Native Americans have maintained for centuries. The connection between ancient China and Native American populations serves as a reminder that our shared human history is vast, complex, and interconnected, and that we are all part of a larger, ongoing story. The findings from Leau Cave and the growing body of evidence linking ancient Chinese populations to Native American ancestry mark a pivotal moment in the study of human migration. For decades, researchers have debated the origins of Native American peoples, often relying on traditional models of migration through the Bering Strait. However, the revelations coming from ancient DNA studies challenge this long-standing narrative and offer a broader, more dynamic view of human history. This discovery is not just about rewriting the history of Native American peoples. It is about rethinking the ways in which we understand human migration as a whole. Rather than a linear or monolithic journey, migration appears to have been a complex, multi-directional process involving different populations spreading out across continents in various waves. The genetic evidence suggests that early humans moved not only from the north into the Americas, but also potentially along coastal routes and through other paths previously unconsidered. As we continue to explore and uncover new archaeological and genetic evidence, our understanding of how and when humans first populated the Americas will evolve. The Leau Cave discovery is just the beginning of a larger story that will likely continue to unfold for years to come. With technological advancements in ancient DNA analysis, carbon dating, isotope research, and other scientific methods, researchers will have even more tools at their disposal to unlock the mysteries of early human movements. For Native American communities, these findings offer an opportunity to reconnect with ancient, long-forgotten parts of their history. The genetic links to ancient populations from distant lands, such as China, provide an opportunity for greater cross-cultural dialogue and understanding. Rather than threatening Native American identity, these revelations can enrich it, emphasizing the diverse, interconnected heritage of indigenous people. This new perspective encourages us to view Native American history as part of a global narrative. Just as the ancient peoples of Asia, Europe, and Africa have left their marks on the world, so too have the ancestors of Native Americans contributed to the broader story of human civilization. Understanding these shared connections allows us to recognize the significance of indigenous knowledge and the invaluable role it plays in preserving cultural legacy. In closing, the study of human migration is far from complete, and each discovery, such as the one at Leau Cave, provides crucial pieces of the puzzle. As we delve deeper into the ancient past, we are reminded that human history is not just a collection of isolated stories, but a tapestry woven from the experiences of countless cultures, peoples, and migrations. This new understanding pushes us to reconsider the rigid boundaries that have traditionally separated distinct groups and challenges us to embrace a more interconnected and inclusive vision of human history. The unfolding story of Native American origins is still being written. While we now know that their ancestral roots may reach across oceans to distant lands, it is the continuity of their cultures, the survival of their languages, and the richness of their traditions that remain the foundation of their identity. The revelations of ancient migrations enrich and deepen our understanding of the past, but they also invite us to honor and celebrate the resilience, strength, and heritage of Native American communities. Ultimately, as science continues to uncover the interwoven paths of human migration, we are reminded that the story of humanity is far more interconnected than we have ever imagined.